as soon as we cross the bridge, turn around, okay?
Shapeshifter is a graduate seminar. It's given in the Department of Film, Video, and New Media and Animation, but it's really it's a very interdisciplinary class with students from all over the school. It's about the idea, it's about the context, and it's about pushing the limit of the idea in the context that it's being presented, which I think is a much more interesting way of approaching an art practice for artists today than to limit themselves with categories.
I think the idea of Shapeshifters was this idea that the interdisciplinary artist becomes a chameleon at some point, and that medium defines the contemporary artist less and less, and it becomes about theme and vehicle. And so in that way, tackling your own themes through multiple spaces and mediums with the same community gives you an opportunity to sort of see a thing be both itself and something completely different in the process.
The class actually asks students to create multiple iterations of a project over the course of a semester, moving between different contexts, moving between, like last year, it was like moving between a cinema space, the Nightingale, and a performance space, which was the defibrillator. One of the things that's very special about the class is that all the work is actually presented in a public forum.
It was based around 2 shows where you came into the class with one concept, actualized a piece, and then used that piece to move into a second piece, keeping some sort of conceptual framework for yourself within those 2 pieces. And I think in reaching out to these other venues that don't have the same restrictions allows for a much larger conversation to happen.
I guess what the class really does is it gives you an opportunity to have a space in order to produce this work for a reason. It's so hard to do something like, for example, performance if you don't necessarily have the space. I mean, you can workshop it in your studio or in the performance spaces. You don't know how it's going to interact with an audience.
The class allowed for you being able to step back at times where you wouldn't be able to by yourself, and see it from these different angles that other people have seen it. And not necessarily just uninformed angles, but informed perspectives or angles of seeing how they see the project, and I found that really helpful.
I think the off-campus showings does a few things. It opens you to the public and to maybe your outside of academia community. There's something that happens when the venue is in the school that makes it feel, of course, like we're still sort of being housed within this cocoon. And so to step outside of that gives the artist an opportunity to sort of share that work with the rest of the broader community. But it also gives you new challenges, because inevitably studying here, you have access to these spaces. And so it reminds you of the work that's happening outside and how to use the city as part of your educational playground.